Now these knobs here, they don't always come off easily. Now this one here I couldn't get off, so I might have to use 2 little teaspoons and then carefully, I don't want to scratch anything up, try to pull it off like this. Should be able to get this done without scratching anything up. No, not enough, so gotta keep at it. I don't want to scratch any of this lettering off either. There we go. Then it looks like there's nuts holding this thing in, and same thing over here. No, I don't know why. Okay, this one came out. Okay, it's just nuts got to be taken off, and then the 2 Phillips head screws, and then we should be able to get to this part right here and see what's up. So then we gently try to remove everything without breaking stuff. Okay, it pulls off. Just like that. So I think now we want to take this plate off here, which is held in by a bunch of Phillips screws. And I was just able to see that the dial indicator lamp is working, which is good. Well, we've got something out here, these bulbs. I'm going to have to take a look at that too once I'm done cleaning the pots. So now I can get back here and clean all the accumulated dust and clean off the inside of the faceplate and so forth. There's like these long fusible, like fuse type, pilot type of lamps here. Okay, here's one of these fusible type lamps, which of course broke. It's got this, also got this little piece of this reflective backing. Seems like it's when you put it in there, it's in there like that. I don't know if this was like glued on or something like that. And it says on here 8 volts, 0.3 amperes. I think they do make an 8 volts. There's 8 volts 250 milliamperes, and there's 8 volts 150 milliamperes I've seen. I think the 250 milliamperes are easier to get. So these are, in case you're wondering, right about 3 centimeters long, or as inches is concerned, it would be, looks like 1.25 inches, and they're about 1/4 inch thick, or looks like right around 6 millimeters here. So it looks like to get to these other bulbs here, I think I'm going to take this little plate off of here that protects the dial cord. Of course, you got to be really careful you don't mess up the dial cord, because then you're going to have a big problem. And that's just held in with 2 Phillips screws. And I can see better how to get these things in or out. I can put more leverage on them. So now I just discovered all these little light bulbs here, they've all been glued in. I don't know if this is from a factory like this. Probably is. So now I got to get a hot air gun or something like that and I gotta basically warm this up without messing anything up and then trying to pull this out. It's kind of like a headache. Okay, by applying heat here with the heat gun, I was able to get the first little bulb out here. I applied heat here where it was glued in, and then I pushed it from the back. First I tried to get it through here. It didn't come out here, then I had to lift this whole piece up like that. And now I can go ahead and, before I remove them all, I'm going to go ahead and do measurements on the size and then try to figure out, I guess these would be probably 8 volts too, and see about the wattage. So I got one of these bulbs out now. I just unsoldered it. The voltage is 8 volts, and I was able to read it. It said 0.05 amperes, which is basically 50 milliamperes. And I think I can get a replacement that is about around 8 volts and 40 milliamperes, somewhere around there. It might be 8.2 volts or something like that. And I was able to figure out the width of the bulb is about 4 millimeters, and the length seemed to me to be about 14 millimeters. So I think anything around there would probably work. Unfortunately, I don't have a micrometer to measure exactly, but normally my eyeballing it is, and using a ruler is normally good enough. Okay, one thing you do have to remember is that every time you change this function switch over here, a different bulb is supposed to come on. And like here, this bulb here, I couldn't figure out what it was for. I finally came upon it now. It has to be the basically the stereo indicator. That's what it is. And I wasn't sure whether it was the bulb or actually the voltage was missing. But here you can see, now if I go here and I actually change the dial, I'm on FM now, FM stereo, and you can see there it's actually changing here. And I think when I'm on a station it should go up, and then when I'm off station it should go down. Okay, so that shows me the basically the bulb is out. So again, this stereo indicator bulb looks like I can only get it out from, I heated it up and then pushed it with my little, here's the tip of my plastic. Let me try to get this in focus if I can. Here's the tip of my plastic screwdriver, and I pushed it out from the back here. I can't, for some reason I can't get it out the back. I don't know why. Maybe if there's glue in there or it's more narrow, but the main thing is that is actually getting this thing out. So on this one here, actually I just read it. It seems to be 6 volts and 30 milliamperes. So I don't know where I'm going to get this one from yet. And here's a receiver with the bulbs swapped out. Definitely looks a lot better now. I went ahead and I took off the faceplate when I swapped out the bulbs. That probably was not necessary. I think it could have maybe came from the top, and because there's a plate up there. But this way I was able to clean the faceplate, and it just all made it, at least for me, easier to work with. And the stereo indicator bulb, that was the exact same size. This little red bulb here, rather it's not red, it's actually white, but it just looks red because it's shining through the plate. That was the same size as the other function bulbs.